Today we're going to work on adding our grades into BanWeb. So your class is over, you've graded all of your assignments, and now it's time to put your grades in. First, we're going to start by going to the BC website, and once we're there, we're going to go to the top left-hand corner here and click Inside BC. From there, if you're not logged in, you're going to go ahead and enter your email address and your password for the network. I'm going to do that right now. If you've already logged into some other program from the network, then you probably won't have to do this step. Okay, so we sign in, and now we're going to click on My BanWeb. Again, in the top left-hand corner, you click that, and then My BanWeb main menu is where you want to go. You should see a screen that looks like this, and in the middle here, we're going to click on Faculty Services, and that's going to take us where we need to go. So now that I'm in Faculty Services, I'm going to see a menu that looks like this, and since I'm entering my final grades, I'm going to come right down here to where it says Final Grades and Attendance Hours Enter. I'll click on that, then it's going to ask me to select my term, and it's going to ask me to select my CRN. This is the one that I want to enter final grades for, so I'll go ahead and click Submit. Once I do that, I'm going to see my class roster pop up right here, and I'll see all of my students, and then the spot to enter their grade is a drop-down menu. And one of the things I want to remind you of is that if you're giving a student an F or a W, you need to put in the last attendance date. So hopefully you have your grades in front of you and you have your attendance so that you can enter that information. If you skip that step and you have students with F's and W's, you're going to think that you submitted your grades, but they won't actually go through. So right now I'm going to go ahead and enter my grades for these students. I've got my sheet in front of me. I just enter it as I go down. Go ahead and keep entering these until I get to the bottom of my list. Now there are only 25 students in this class. If I had more than that, this would go on to another page. So you want to look down here just to make sure that you don't need to hit another page of grades to enter so that you get all of them. And like I said, if I entered a W or an F for anyone, I need to go back and make sure that I entered the last attendance date. Okay, so now I've entered grades for all of my students, and I've entered dates for my 2 students who have F's in the class. Again, you want to enter attendance dates, for the last attendance date for students who have an F or a W. So once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and click Submit Grades. This is what I'm going to see after I have hit Submit Grades. You'll notice it looks pretty much the same except for up here I have a little check mark and in very small letters it says the changes you made were saved successfully. So everything looks good. All those grades are still there. And then I would go now back to Faculty Services and hit Final Grades again if I have more grades that I need to enter. Otherwise, you're done, and that's all you need to do to enter your grades at the end of a term.